All right, thank you for having me. I'm very happy to be here and to see so many colleagues working in the field and adjacent fields. And so I am an artist. I have been teaching art for many years at this school, and now I've moved to a new position where I'm helping to build a digital preservation and publishing platform for the collections of 5 art and music academies in my home state of Nordrhein-Westfalen. So Andreas Kohlbecker, he earlier talked about joining data streams, and in a way that's also our job, but we do this manually with people and in person. But we're trying to build basically a pipeline. And we've developed, or we've had to develop an approach to describe artworks across all art genres in one system that maybe is useful to others out here. So this is the project. It's financed by the Ministry for Culture and Science in the state of NRW right now. And we're in year 2 of this 3-year project. And since a year, we have a team of 10 people working on this. This includes developers, and it includes musicologists, art historians, people that specialize in working with structured data, like library scientists. And the purpose of the project is to catalog, publish, and preserve the digital and multimedia resources of the art and music academies of this state. And now with the option to extend it further and go nationwide, go international. Actually, going international seems easier than going nationwide in Germany. But to pick it apart, so to catalog, we enable and also we conduct the professional indexing and cataloging of these collections. We make it possible to publish the collections. You know, these are sort of, it's a big, you know, it's a black matter. You know, all these schools, they have collections dating back 40, 50 years sometimes, and nobody knows about it. And it's quite, it's good stuff in there. And they just have no way to publish it, even if they have the rights. And sometimes they have the rights have to be cleared. And so basically this will become public. It will see the light of the day. And we'd also build a user-friendly web interface for this that will be able to be used by artists for making art, for scientists, and also for public use. And this is coming next year, I guess. And also we'll enable the ingest and transfer of this resulting data and metadata into long-term storage. And we have a partner, which is the Hochschulbibliothekzentrum NRW, the State Library Service Center. So it's also tape storage, and they have one of those robots, and I still really want to visit that. And and of course, the question is, what can they archive with us? So we are the platform. We're not the archive. It remains their possession, basically, their responsibility. But what do we accept? So we accept everything that is already there in digital form. We don't retro-digitize. But anything that they think should be archived and saved and published. And we don't take anything that falls into the remit of libraries, like, you know, open access strategies. They're really better at doing this, so we're happy to not do this. So basically, in short, we're providing a portal through which these academies can catalog, standardize, and make this stuff accessible and secure it. But anyone who's worked with universities professionally knows it's quite a job. So we had to go and talk to people in these 5 academies. And we have a few fairly professional archives. They're all isolated. Yeah? At some schools they have collections of individual institutes or professors. A lot of it is historically grown, often cataloged to also homegrown standards. And we will also get a lot of, this is the idea, a lot of very fresh contemporary student graduation works. And this is not just art or not just music, it's also theater and or design or dance. And so basically nobody has been, I don't want to say crazy, I don't think we're crazy, but nobody has dared to design a database or a model that encompasses all this in one system. And also we're at the edge of artistic production, and a lot of which is trying really hard not to be categorizable. And we'll take that also. And in terms of file types, you know, it's we'll have to we give advice, you know, we're happy to help, to standardize, to secure this stuff, but basically it's we get what we get, and then hopefully it'll be working in 100 years. But the big question in the beginning was, how do we integrate this extremely heterogeneous data into, you know, encompassing all art genres and different types of media, and how do we keep the system as flexible and as open as possible while preserving this scientific accuracy about this, you know, research data, which is you know, and some of these archives, they're incredibly detailed, so we have to preserve all this also. And the other thing is, it's not just an archive of artworks, but also it's sometimes you know, it's lectures or it's conferences or it's training materials that is deemed archive worthy, and you know, easy to imagine why. And of course, you can't record, you know, this as artwork. So you know, the model has to be able to do this. So our answer was we use projects as an overarching term. So we don't have an archive of works, but we have a project archive. And so we had to actually look what kind of information is there, and breaking it down to a minimum. You say, okay, there are the projects, there are the digital objects, which can be one file or many files, you know, and you have actors, we have people involved. So the digital objects are the actual files, need to be indexed and preserved. And then there are different classes of objects, you know, and some genres, you know, contemporary photography, it's easy. So the file embodies the work, you know, this is synonymous with it. You just archive the file. If you do anything that's time-based arts or net art, you know, it's impossible to preserve. So you can only document it. You know, theaters like this, or dance, of course. You can, and then there's also the case that, and that guy will know about this very well, where you have to the parts or the files, when installed, then they help to constitute the work. You know, like you know, videos that are part of a free channel installation. And so, and then there are many projects with the performative character. Music is you know, 100% performance. And for each project there are several performances or productions or exhibitions, and each with different people involved. And then these actors also have different rights to the project or to the resulting files. And how do you manage this? So we introduced the concept of the event. You know, what is an event? It is something that has taken place at a certain time, in a certain place, of course. Then you can categorize them. There are types of events, and there can be many people involved. You know, actors kind of one or many roles in the same event. And then these events result in digital objects. So they're always in between. So they play this completely central role. And so what I just mentioned about actors and locations and files, it's not directly linked to the project, but it's attached to the events. So as an example, you have an artist. Let me just check the watch. You have an artist, and he 5 minutes. Okay, I will skip this. Talk to me later. So types of events, and this is just a selection, and we have about 40 different kinds, and all of these are used by one genre or the other. And one of the things we learned is we can't afford conceptual purity. And for me, coming from a contemporary arts background, the way that musicians or musicologists think, we might as well be from different planets, right? So if you want to be able to work together, you have to sort of let these worlds collide, and that's messy. So there's no purity anyway. And so when we're creating this data model, we base it heavily on Lido, which in turn is based on SciDoc-CRM. Many of you know this, of course. And SciDoc-CRM is, as far as I understand, is coming from an archaeological background, you know, from an archaeological need. And I would like to get this thinking about a history of events established in the arts much more, you know. What happened to it, when and where, who was involved, you know, how did that impact the things that we now end up with? And I don't need to tell ZKM or, you know, KHM, where I come from, about media archaeology. You know this, you know. And so basically, to finish up, so we provide a semantic web, a linked open data connectivity. We deposit our metadata to Europeana and other aggregators, whoever wants it, basically. And we love Wikidata, work with it a lot, and everything we do is enriched with authority files. We get whatever we can and use this. And I hope that these classifications and taxonomies that we had to develop are useful to others. Really would be grateful to talk to anyone who's into this. And we've published it, and so on a personal note, having taught young artists, I wish we could make them create an awareness of how much in danger their work is, especially early work, and especially how important this early work is for later development. And so this is an appeal to somehow, I don't know how, get this going. We won't be able to do it as a big, you know, overarching. It has to be grassroots anyway, and it has to be people's personal archives that have to be good, and also support this. So basically, we have to train people. Or I think academies have to train young artists. So anyway, we'd love to network. Please say hi later on. I'll be around, or if you want to know more or to give feedback. I think we have about 2 minutes for questions, which sounds perfect, right? Thank you. Yep.
1.35 minutes. Yes, one question.
Which Lido version did you use for the project? Version 1 or the... That too, I don't remember exactly the naming, the numbering.
I'd have to talk to the people who are involved on a more technical level, but I think it doesn't matter. You know, we'll not yet, right? We're not at the stage where we actually transfer the materials into long-term storage or publish the metadata.
Thank you. I have to do it. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you.